So comes the next fall, because we do it immediately after Ramadan, before we go for our Eid prayers, we have to give that zakah. Zakah is one of a pillar in Islam, whereby if you don't do it, you've not completed one of the pillars. So the zakah is 2.5% of your annual savings or your investments. So ours, we do it slightly different. We don't take the 10%. So the sadaqah is the, what do you call it, sadaqah? Offerings. Those are offering, you can do it anytime. That doesn't have limit. You can give from 10 bob to 100 million. But that one is not restricted. You are not told you have to give in a certain amount. It's out of your own goodwill. You want to help somebody. You want to help a charity. To do a charity. But the 2.5% is obligated to any Muslim who is alive. So that has to be accountable for. You have to give it to somewhere where somebody really needs it to uplift his lifestyle. You get me, Ervin? GT.
Bro, no, I understand what you're saying. But do you ask where the money is going?
Yeah, you have to follow.
Who's taking it?
The person you're supposed, that's what I'm saying, you're supposed to look at the members of your family. Who wants to do something, either a business, you want to do a house, he wants to uplift his family, but it has to be given to a person you're well known to. So if you don't find anybody, then at the time you can approach the members of the community of a mosque to say, this is Zakayangu, I want to give it, so that you can look at the people who needs that help, or you can do a project where it can help a group of people. So most of the time they find that they bring it to the mosque, they combine it together, then do a project where it helps either the ladies who have lost their husbands, or the kids who needs to be taken to school to be paid, maybe university or secondary, or if there's a project where it can uplift a community.
There's a cut now.
That's the zakah. The one which are not given to a person where it can uplift the person. So it's brought to the mosque where it's combined together. It has to be, because everything is supposed to be in open. So the whole members of the community.
If you don't have anyone to give to, then you just bring it to the mosque.
Bring it to the mosque.
Yes. And I agree with you.
So slowly, hold on. Okay. Now that's a problem. Now you just believe Sultan because Sultan has given the picture, but he is not the one who is spending that fund. I'm not trying to be critical here, Sultan. Don't go on the religious aspect. I'm saying today's human, how they think when it comes to money. It is not what it was before. Now things have changed. It is all materialistic. Understand the word which I'm saying. It's irrespective of religion. It's a man when they come. Okay, forget about this. Forget about all these men. Sultan bro. Let's talk about what happens when you start doing a business with a friend. Because I have a classic example. Now, when imagine you and your friend started a business, and that guy, he's in some remote place and he's helping you to get the sales, and you are the custodian of the money. And what happens is there is some emergency for you which you need to use a fund. Now you know there's a fund in the company, and you have a luxury to spend that. Because ultimately you're working for the company and you're also the owner of the company. And now you spend that money without consulting the partner because you think the money is too small. Why should I even communicate with my partner? This is my family emergency. I have the rightful to spend the money, and you spend. And that guy comes back and then you guys do the accounts tally, sit with the auditor, or you guys do it by yourself, and you see a small money which has been gone. Then he will ask how this is gone. That time you will be in a situation to explain the money I used it. If he says, okay, that means you are in a good terms. If he asks, what did you use for? Then he is coming to your personal spend. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where the whole problem emerges. Now, this is what is also happening in current. current churches or whatever you do to the religious money. You are not supposed to ask. The moment you ask, where is my money? There are no answers, first of all. And you may be banned. You tell me, how many times have you gone to your mosque and told, where is my money spent? Can you give me the account statement? Every church prints account statement, you know that, right? End of the year, they give you a full one final report, beautiful final report that money is spent here, there. But do they give account for the money which is being spent and your money? They will never. They'll be giving you a collective one. So this is my problem. The people have become materialistic these days. It becomes too shallow. You'll never know where the money is gone. Most of the money goes into humans' pocket, not to the God's work. That's what my statement was. And it was not to do with Muslim, Christianity, Hinduism or anywhere. I'll tell you one more example. We in India, we have given Tibetans the refugees. Chinese have thrown them out from Tibet. They have discarded them. So most of the Tibet area, most of the sanctuaries are in India is given. There are 300 kilometers. There's a big sanctuary for Tibetan, that is monks. It is led by Dalai Lama. And that city, or you can call it as a town, is only dedicated to these monks. But when you go to see that monk, that sanctuary, whatever you call, it's a huge sanctuary. It's actually built with the gold. And these monks are driving Mercedes, Porsche, where common Indian looks that as a jealous factor. We are struggling day and night. Look at these guys, monks. They have all these big cars, BMWs, and they wear those monk, the dress, and they drive that. What does it say, my brother? Are they doing any God's work, or they're enjoying the materialistic? And trust me, their houses are like villas. Where is the money coming from? Money is coming from Japan. Money is coming from all the Buddhist countries.
They are blessed.
Wherever they've gone, even from US.
They are blessed.
Even from US, the money.
They are blessed.
Yeah, yes, my brother?
They are blessed.
Hey, that is called materialistic, bro. That's what I wanted to tell you.
I hear you. You see, at the end of the day, when you give a tithe, it's not your work to find out where that tithe went to. You've given it out of good faith. You believe that whoever is receiving that tithe is going to use it in a good way. So you're not going to get blushes from the God that you spend the money wrongly. It is your will because you gave it in a good faith. So whoever is going to use that money badly, it's not up to you now. It's up to them. It's about their faith. It's about their ideas, what they want. If they duped you, it's none of your concern anymore. So if I give a sadaqah to somebody, I don't want to follow what he has done with that money. I knew he was in problem. I took money, I gave him. I was helping him. So for me to follow up what that money went, how it was used, is none of my concern anymore. It is out of me because I believe the more I give, the more I get. That's the nature. That's what we've been told. And that's what my friend called here dogma. Okay.
Sultan.
Yes.
Sultan.
Yes, EGT.
You said, there's something you just said that you are doing this because we have been told so. You're giving out the tithe and you shouldn't ask what it does or where it goes to just because that is what you've been told, right?
That's what I believe because that's what I was taught.
Now, in this case, I don't really know much about Islam, but I've been a sound Christian to a point that I was once an altar boy. And I moved a step further to be a chairman of the CA, the Catholic Association in school. as we know. So I'm going to ask you a simple question. I heard you say you can look, for you to give your tithe, you can look for someone who needs help, maybe in your family.
Yes,
is that right?
That's right. That's what you're told. Go first with your family.
Now, if in my family, I find like maybe my mother needs it more, should I give it to her and say, this is my tithe, or should you just give it in cash and just stay silent?
Because when you're giving to uplift that person you're giving that tithe to. So that at least when it comes to the next year, they are in a position that also them, they can give the tithe. So it's not supposed to give a tithe where every time that person is only receiving, he's not giving.
Okay, I know Muslims are good givers because I've been interacting with them in the area that I'm in, and they are quite a lot. And I can tell you for a fact, like after every 2 kilometers, you're going to find a borehole that maybe was just dug by someone for no good reason, but to help the community. Not that the community didn't have other boreholes, they had more, but you're going to find like after every 2 kilometers, there is a borehole somewhere out of generosity of someone. So can you use that tithe money to do something like that?
Yes, you can use that tithe money to do that. And also there's one...
You can use your tithe to do that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So in our Christian case, the tithe is not that way. In the Christians, you have to take it to the church.
No.
And when you take it to the church...
That is a man-made decision. We were having the same discussion like 15 minutes ago. With,
yeah, just a minute. I'm writing my pen somewhere. This is it. What we know is that we cannot question our pastors. Because the first people who took us to them were our mothers. And we know we should not question our mothers. So whatever the pastor says, we consider it as the pure gospel truth. So in this case, I find that so many people are following blindly, just like AK was saying, contributing to these pastors who are not even giving back to the society, but they are just enriching themselves. Look at the society. Some of the richest people through the tithes are pastors. I can give you examples here in Kenya. Look at the rights of Kinangana, Kinakanyari, who is this other guy, Kina Mackenzie. Look at a guy like Mackenzie. Look at the other guy who was bigger than Mackenzie. What was his name? Ezekiel. These guys are gathering tithes from these poor people, and it is too much for them to afford even to buy tracts of land in hectares. But that is tithe that has been taken to them. That is also offerings that have been taken to them. So with the current situation we are in, the church is just but a money printing business. Because no one is going to question anything. No matter how much I come and bring, I cannot be able to ask the pastor, what did you do with this money? But look at what was happening in the older church. We could take our offerings to the church, and maybe the pastor and the men there would look at the community around inside the church and see who is more vulnerable, who is poorer, who is more deserving, and they would share with them these proceedings. That is why you are told that in my father's house, you are going to find food, you are going to, be fed in there. We knew that when you go to the church, you are going to, if you have nothing, that is the place to run to. But look at what is happening right now. If I run to the church, the pastor is only going to tell me one thing. Kneel down, I pray for you. Then after that, he's done. But still, he'll tell me, you need to plant this seed for you to sow. And that it has become so much of a believing in us that we have to keep giving these people. but we are giving them. But what are they doing in return? Because they're not even holy people. These people are in business. Look at what is happening. Guys are buying private jets. Guys are buying the best of the actors. But they are congregants. They walk home every Sunday.
So to
the congregants are sacrificing their life in the slums so that they can have these seeds to go and plant, waiting to sow, but they are planting in the wrong places.
So GT, who is your ideal pastor?
Yes.
How does an ideal pastor supposed to look like?
I don't have an ideal pastor right now. What I know is, if the church could be right.
To your ideology, if you were to see this is a pastor, how is he supposed to look like? Is he supposed to walk in slippers? Is he supposed to walk?
What he should look like. Yeah. He's a normal person, but he put whatever the Christian and the congregants have contributed, not for his own selfish needs, but for the betterment of the community. That would be the ideal pastor. But look at what is going on right now. We don't have a direct way to go. We have to go through the pastor. That is why when the pastor tells you, for you to get that promotion, you need to plant that seed of 20,000. You look for that 20,000, even if your salary maybe is 15,000. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit about you. How many people are going to get that 15,000 or 20,000 as seed money to go and take to the church? Yet, after you give these pastors, it's not that they're doing anything with it that is constructive even to the community. It's for their own selfish needs. How do you expect blessings after a guy took your money and went to drink maybe in the new Cuiva in the state house? Because there is none of his congregants who can reach there. You know, I have had a guy find his own pastors in a club in Kendall. Yet the pastors are having a church in Bypass on Thika Road. Just like a stretch of 40 or 50 kilometers away. But because they know their congregants can get to Kendall, they go there drinking and having fun with others, doing all the things that they should be saying that we are doing. Does it really make sense? Don't you think this is so concerning that we should stop this with immediate effect?
Christmas wanashika kondoo wanachinja.
Yes, Sultan.
Christmas wanashika kondoo wanachinja.
Kondoo wa Mungu.
Actually, it should be like, the church should be a place whereby you go to seek for refuge. But right now, you're not seeking refuge there. You're going to seek this prosperity gospel. That is why each and every Sunday, our pastors will be preaching and telling us, raise your hands and just say, I receive. Close your eyes, say you receive, and hold your seed money. And remember that the bigger your seed money is, that is how bigger you are going to earn after this. So guys are doing everything. You guys saw the Mackenzie case. People are selling even everything. You sell all your apartments that you have worked for all your life just to take to the pastor. For what fucking reason are we doing this? Are we too stupid to see the con that is happening in this game? Why should we be praying through someone? Why should I wait for you, Sultan, to come and tell me? God told me to tell you this. Why didn't God want to talk me directly? I have ears. I listen so well. We are having a conversation, Sultan. Doesn't God know that? I can listen to him. Why the fuck does he have to pass through anyone else? Come on.
Sultan, yes. Sultan, you know what? Actually, this is the young generation, bro. Our generation, what we saw the good things. The manipulation has gone to an extent. Now you see those voices. GT is not speaking for himself. He got frustrated. He was a part of the church system. Now he is out of that. Yeah, this is what is going to happen. If you keep doing this theatrics, doing what church has to do, it's not doing its duties as it was. And again, whose rules are we following? Some white man's rule? Today, even in India, you know how Christianity came to India. It is because of the British. They came and they gave the, the practices, how do we worship God, everything. But eventually it was evolved, and we have a breakouts from the Roman Catholics. Then you have Pentecost. Then you have Brethren Assembly. Then you have Seventh Day. All these things, denominations have been broken into different pieces, and also the church has started breaking up right now. Even if in India, no doubt, I'm very proud of Indian churches because we don't have dramas, theatrics there. We do have Pentecost, that is different, but Majoritarians, we don't follow all these things. But now, when you compare here, what's happening in Africa. It's become so, business. It's not even a religion anymore. It is a business. You see there's a competition between each other pastors. They don't even have they can't even be in harmonious way. They have a competition. And even Bible says, your offering will not be accepted if at all you have an issue with your own brother. But you have pastors who cannot have eye-to-eye contact. That is the animosity they have. And all pride-filled. They are making money. They are making people fool. The church, what's happening in churches, only one person is getting benefited, the pastor. The rest of the guys are doing the same hard labor. End of the day, they come there in a hope that God is going to bless one day. Tell me one more example, Sultan. You are a very religious man. If I don't go to a client, don't submit a proposal, don't follow up with the client, how will I close a business? Now I'm a very religious person and say I'll prepare a proposal. I'll not even send them an email, and I'll pray to God. Do a day and night prayers on my knee. Do you think that I'm going to close that deal?
But God said, I will help those who help themselves. So you have to move your butt. You have to move, you have to think, you have to work hard.
Obviously, even Bible says the same thing. God is very envious about the lazy people, who are lazy. But anyways, that's not my point. My point is, you think without any work, you can be blessed. That is what the pastors are doing. They're hitting on, they're not talking these things. They're talking that you will receive miracle. As if there's a miracle basket, you're removing one miracle out of that basket and giving it to people. Even Jesus performed miracles in a very strategic way, not in a way where wherever he could go. You think the people were not suffering around him when he was preaching the gospel? Every human being had an issue, but did he perform all the miracles? No, he performed miracles where it was needed and who needed, and to believe. People should believe that he is the Son of God. So now here are the pastors who are taking that miracle as an everyday activity, that they are slaying the demons, they are casting out demons and healing the sick, healing the cripple. Using the theatrics, it's become such a joke, my brother. I stopped going to church, and today I feel very sad that we have the genuineness in the church is gone. There is no church which I can see any genuine people. Even today, when before a pastor comes to the preaching, he is being praised. Why is to be praised? There is a person who's introducing this pastor saying he has done such a good thing. He's an international speaker. He has gone to US. He was flown by so many people. He was received by so many people. Dude, you're coming to preach the word of God. You need to be. I don't know whether you guys know what is holiness. Holiness is something even I can't use the word, the God's name, that is Yahweh. That's even I'm so simple to use that. That word has so much of power. If you do a proper research on that word, you're breathing. Actually, that word itself is breathing. I think Robinson is here. He could explain better. He knows something about Hebrew word. that one word is so holy, you can't even use it. Even in Jewish, if you look at those people, they don't use that. So only it's written, you can't use God's name in vain. But here are people throwing Bibles on the pulpit, wearing shoes and on the pulpit, having all these unwanted stuff on the thing, and you have people who will come and fall. It's a joke. Somebody is touching some private parts as a pastor. What the hell, man? That's a nonsense. That's the reason today what JT is saying out of all the frustration is he has seen this. This is not religious, bro. Have you seen one video where pastor touches the butt of a woman?
But JT, don't you think? Don't you?
A woman?
But
Yeah, where?
But now, AK, don't you think pastors have taken that, say that God will help those who help themselves, so that they are helping themselves, aren't they?
Actually, it doesn't say that anywhere.
Yeah?
It doesn't say that anywhere.
What does it say?
It doesn't say.
But he said that you have to work hard.
That says he's a rewarder of those who do good.
The reward. So where does the word God will help those who help themselves?
Those people came up with it too. And how to ongea. And then it becomes one of those things that sounds like Rini, but there's no way it's written.
Let's invite my friend Kage. Good evening, brother. Have you given your tithe? Kage.
Ama umejitoa kama sadaka.
Ama yeye ndo amejitoa sadaka.
Amejitoa
Labda.
On these streets. Was.
But on reality, when we are talking about the churches, when we talk about religious,
Moving around with like 5 bodyguards.
you're back, Kage.
And the reason I'm bringing that up is you're told the blood of Jesus or that will help you or that will protect you. But in practice, they require bodyguards, which requires money. So when you just use common sense, at some point, you're not supposed to be played or you're not supposed to participate in that particular game. That's all I'm saying.
So don't you think that by don't you think that by
Sorry, I'll take this.
But don't you think by giving more,
I'll take this.
That's what I'm saying, Kage. Don't you believe that by giving more, you receive more?
Where was that written? Or who came up with that rule?
In the scripture.
But technically, if you look at the scripture, when the Israelites are coming to Canaan, is it because they gave somebody something or they just went there and took it? Ethnic cleansing, genocide, and all that happened. That's in the Old Testament.
They're offering live animals. The blood had to be poured. They're offering their valuable things. Even when Abraham went to the mountain, they had to, because they had to believe into something. So they took the gold and created something, an object, which looked, it was a representation of.
It's called golden calf.
Yes. So as human beings in nature, they have to believe into something that is beyond their imagination, that has more power than them.
But why is that? Like, before you even get to that, if you look, most blessed people in the Bible literally gave nothing to receive those blessings. Look at the first king of the Israelites. That's all. And I think there's somebody with an echo. Is it you, Dizo? I'm saying, okay, the echo is gone. I know it's back.
No, Kage, Dizo has purchased Chinese all the devices.
Yeah, and that's Chinese. Even an insult to this is an insult to Chinese devices. This is Kenyan made.
No, that's a Chinese one. I can hear the echo, but it was okay. Before Sultan comes in, Kage,
yeah,
let me give you a small background how the church was started in those days. after resurrection of Christ, or even before when Jesus was buried, so there was a lot of persecution for Christians. And what used to happen is they used to they used to meet in a house. That why they were meeting is because to keep the faith. The people were started doubting whether Jesus is real, he died, everything. So there was constant meetings every house which had a fish sign. So they should go and meet. That was how the church started building up. Now you look at that and to the Roman Catholic Church, which actually Roman Catholics are the ones who promoted Christianity. They bought in a different way. They bought a practice, just worshipping how to worship God. Use some of the Bible transcripts, some of the transcript Roman priests. So they made a mixed match of everything. They came up with a practice where, if you see in the Bible, actual Bible, there is nothing room for idol worshipping. But Roman Catholics worship Christ, the cross, and then the infant Jesus and all those saints, everything they worship. But if you ask again, I have to tell you what was the meaning of church in the real sense of Bible or those days was to meet and keep the faith intact. Brethren, stalking and keeping the faith. That's what Paul started preaching in the New Testament. But now this church is not like that. The church practice is different. Everybody has practiced different. There is one church says Saturday is the Sabbath. There are many churches say Sunday is the Sabbath. People have cost like the makeup, the different kinds of makeup. For every church, there's a makeup right now. There's no actual truth. The problem, Kage, when you follow the truth, you would be discarded. Now, if you tell something very true to me in a very factual matter, I may get offended. Why? Truth is bitter. And if I tell you, Kage, something very sugar-coated words, you like me. Why? Because we are humans, we like to hear all the sugar-coated words. We don't like to hear truth. If you ask my work today and tell, hey, dude, Arvind, you're a lazy ass. You think I'll take it nicely, bro? But I am lazy ass because I should have sent the proposal by 6 o'clock. Right now the time is at 10:40. I'm still playing around with. Now I'm in the space. But actually, I'm a lazy ass. But you understood this fact and you told me the truth on my face, saying that, hey, Arvind, you're lazy ass. You think I'll take it easy? No. Then you will, now if that's the same word, sugarcoat word, if you use it on me, Kage, like, hey dude, you are a multitasker, bro, you can do it now. I know you can do 2-3 things at a time. That is sugarcoat. That is music to my ears. Why I gave this example, this is what's happening with the churches and the people who are going to church. There's no truth. And you know what, I'll tell you now one truth. Nobody would like me on this. Jesus was not born on 25th of December. 25th of December is a pagan worship day. Easter is a pagan worshipping. There's nothing written in the Bible that it is Christmas, it is Easter. Do you know, they say when Jesus born, it was chilled night. It's a very cold night. That's what the scripture says. When you go to Bethlehem or Jerusalem at that part, during Christmas, it is hot. It's hot and humid. How is that December equal to the December which Jesus was born? There are many signs. I can come and say, I can give all the facts, but ultimately will not accept the truth. If I speak this truth, I'll be called as mad person. The Easter is actually Esther. If you go and do the research on what is Esther, it is worship of, who is the guy who built the Tower of Babel? Nimrod. Nimrod. Easter is a worshipping of Nimrod. And that practice, if you go deep in research, you will see there's an evil part of it. Eggs are actually, they say Easter eggs are something Christian. Nothing is Christian. Santa Claus, nothing Christian. But we like this. We like all these. Christmas tree, nothing. Christmas tree is a tree for Nimrod. You know that? So that's what's happening, Kage.
Alvin, you have this other analogy.
Pagan practices were incorporated into Christianity.
Remember, I told you guys, they can't curse you, they can only make you sin against God.
Soli, your voice is not clear. I don't know whether it's me or Kage GT. Can you hear Soli clearly?
Oh, can you guys hear me now?
No, I'm surprised. Yes.
Yes, I was telling you guys that they can't curse you. They can only make you sin against God. That's why they have all those things there.
But at the end of the day, when
and did you hear Kage's question? Here, Kage is a very good question. Soli, answer his question. Kage, just repeat that question.
The one about needing money when the church wants to fix itself, but for you prayers are going to work. Or which one?
Arvind, what was the question? He's forgotten the
That's
question.
what I'm trying to clarify. I entered as a question about, it's more of a common sense question. You realize when you go to church and you're looking for answers, you're told to pray. Prayer is going to solve all your problems, just believe and have faith. But whenever the church wants to do something, build another cathedral somewhere, they always require money. They don't have faith, they don't require prayers, they require something tangible from the congregation. So on one hand, what they are selling is belief and faith. On the other hand, when they want to accomplish something, they require practical solutions. So if you use common sense in that regard, it would be very hard to fall for those gimmicks put out in the name of tithing.
But church needs stupid people who don't think, don't question.
Yes. Sheep are good for fleece.
So
lazima mtanyolewa kidogo.
Absolutely.
So mtu akikuita kondoo. Do you know the meaning of a kondoo?
You need to choose your customers.
Kondoo. Do you know the
Sultan,
meaning of...
you need to choose your customers carefully.
That's why we call them kondoo. So, kondoo, they just follow. They don't question.
The whole premise of faith is belief without question. That's the whole premise of religion in the grand scheme. Yes. And the weird part is we never apply that in any other aspect of our lives, especially when it involves money. Nobody's going to come and tell you, have faith, believe. No, I'm not believing. Show me facts and evidence. But somehow when it comes to your soul, we get a bit adventurous and dreamy.
Sultan, I'll take this. Here, this is the problem, my brother. Bible, if you read the Bible scriptures very carefully, it shows that you should question. Like Proverbs 4:7 says, wisdom is a principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom with all your understanding. You read Proverbs 4:7. And also, Bible talks about we lacking wisdom. For James 1:5 says, if anyone lacks wisdom, you should ask God. And why Bible is talking about wisdom? That is, you need to be sharp. First, it says you need to be sharp as a fox also. Because there are a lot of people coming in the name of Jesus and they are fooling people. So be careful, be open to open when it comes to what they preach. Question that, what is it true? It is written in Bible, bro. It's not just blind faith. So I think that's a point which I wanted to bring. When you said faith is just not blind belief. Faith is, you need to question also. That is also a part of faith building.
But faith, the real meaning of faith is believing the unseen and fearing the unknown. Because if we don't see, we just believe, we have just faith, And then we are fearing that when I die, I'm going to hell because I didn't do good. Or if I do good, I'll go to heaven. But all these are just beliefs, and that's what is keeping the church going. And I believe if we really know the truth, we'll have a different perspective about religion. But that's human nature. What do you think, Soli?
The truth is there. The question is whether people are willing to follow the truth. It's tricky. But I know the truth now is coming to light. People are beginning to question these things. So it's only a matter of time. A lot of these things are going to be debunked. And people will see the truth. You can't hide. The nature of truth is that it always wants to be exposed. Yeah, so one person at a time. Kuna wengine weko ndani ya dini sana. They are so much in religion that they can't see any sense. Hata ukijaribu kuambia mtu kitu, they can't see. If you try to tell them this, they can't see. They just believe blindly. But all that is coming to an end. Yeah.
So tuoshe uso, tutoe matongo, tufungue macho, then turegeshe pesa mfukoni.
Just sijui mtaregesha pesa mfukoni ama mtafanya nini. Lakini like I said, there's a principle. It is better to give than to receive. When you give, things move, things start happening. If you don't give, you're like a tap that is closed. If you open the tap, the water starts flowing, it stays fresh. Yeah, you benefit people, you also get benefited. Usipate kutu. A tap that the water is flowing won't rust. Lakini ikikaa bila maji, it will rust. So if you don't give, you will rust. Utakuwa mtu kutu.
Yani mtu na kutu. Yani haitoki.
Haitoki yani.
Wewe yako inaingia tu. Kama ya Ruto.
Kabisa.
Una tax tu.
Si ndio?
But they become very successful.
Nani hao?
Hao ambao hawatoi, wana receive tu.
You know, there are two kinds of people. There are givers and there are takers. You choose which one you want to be. Lakini you can't always be you're taking. Watu watachoka na wewe. Wewe mtu wa kusaidiwa saa yote. Nipe.
Na utatoa dini.
Kama demo wa Nairobi.
Aliambiwa mademo wa Nairobi amekaa kama makarao. Immediately akiku interact na wewe, the second minute shasha kutoanisha.
Si ndio? Anaanza kutafutia makosa.
That's why we need to get Arvina, a Kenyan woman.
He needs to undergo the character development.
No, he needs that one, by the way.
Yeah?
Arvin needs one.
Acha Arvin.
Bro, I think a lot of people know my story, so I've already got developed. Why you want to do the part 2? Part 1 is enough. That is enough for me to take. Tomorrow, if somebody asks me, what are you learned from Kenya, his character development?
But you are a Christian. You are told if somebody slaps you on the left, give him the right cheek.
Yes, we want your right cheek.
Bro, I'm a sinner, bro. I may do something wrong and then ask for forgiveness.
Yes.
So it should be a Christian.
Yeah, coming to the point, I wanted to ask Kage, GT, and you both, Soli and Sultan. Yes. You know, we speak so much about, like even today, even I was like little emotional about, not emotional, I got carried away and I was talking too much. But tell me one thing. Do we seek truth in all these? Do we seek truth or we just question? See, questioning is one. Seeking truth is one. Okay, both are not the same. Kage, I hope, I'm sure you get what I'm saying. So my question to you is, do we seek truth when it comes to religion? Or we just Like, I want to know from you guys. Like, again, I'll put my question very, very in a layman's perspective. Questioning religion is altogether different matter. And seeking truth is altogether different matter. Now, we are not going to that one sector which is called as a blind faith, the sheep which keep following blindly. No, I'm saying as a normal human being, before you get into the aspect of spirituality, do you question or you seek the truth? Which one is the one which goes? You can't say I'll do both at a time. You can't do that. You have to be in one mind. Then what is that and how do you do it?
But isn't the journey towards revealing truth, questioning? Like even the scientific method, for instance, it's asking questions. How does this work? Why does this work? Why is it the way it is? So everything begins with a question. And perhaps that's how even the answer was intelligent design, or there's a God, or something bigger than me, because we sometimes appreciate our own insignificance. When we look how big the world is, all these wonders of nature, and our minds for the longest time could not comprehend how do most of these things work. And since we don't know that, the only answer can be something greater than myself. Is the answer right or wrong? I don't know. But the point I'm making, Arvind, is questioning is the very foundation of seeking, or in other words, scrutinizing what has been put in front of you as truth. And if it's truth, if you scrutinize it, then it should withstand all scrutiny, shouldn't it?
Okay. I think, sorry, Kage, I think maybe I'll rephrase the question. Yeah, while seeking truth, you need to ask question. Absolutely right. Sorry, my question, I should have framed it this way. What mindset do you go? Do you want to know the truth while questioning, or you want to question just for the sake of questioning and testing? Like, for example, I've seen a lot of people these days, they want to question everything. They want evidence that Christ died and resurrected. Now, how do I get a camera those days? How do I get a mobile phone to take a selfie with Jesus Christ when he was dying? No, I'm making it a comical, but actually find it the fact you will never be able to visit 2000 years back and see the evidence. Evidence is buried. Now, there are people who question everything. Even if at all I bring the scrolls, the Hebrew scrolls, and show you this was the true, because everybody, now you may ask, how come there are Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they wrote gospel and all are in different versions, but they talk in a different perspective, but we question why it is not consistent. But obviously it's not consistent. If Kage, you are in Kenya, imagine I'm in India, and we met GT, and we're writing about GT. When he visited you and when he visited me, I know what his followers gave information, so I could write. You could write when you were with him. So you can't have 100% consistency. But why am I saying all these things? People question. People keep questioning so much. So my initial question was, do you question or you seek the truth? Now, hope I made it clear.
Thank you, Arvind. I'll hold on that question, and I like your your line of thoughts. We've run out of time, but we are going to carry this forward for the next weekend to seeking the truth. And where do we get the truth from?
Sultan, yes. Maybe I can just answer quickly. Arvind, it is written, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Not you shall believe the truth.
Exactly.
Not you shall believe the truth, but you shall know the truth. So truth is to be known, not to be believed. Yeah. So there are those who want you to believe. Yeah. But
okay, I think because we are running out of time, but there is a lot to ask, because the next questions are more tough, because this is what then ethical things will come. when you talk about truth, then there is ethical towards it. Like do you follow the truth? Anyways, bro, the time is up. I think what Sultan is saying, maybe for the next time.
Yeah, we'll be doing that next weekend, seeking the truth and finding the truth, and who holds the truth, and where do we find the truth? So all these are questions, and we need to find them. And I think this is the year where that things are evolving. My friend here was telling me this year is different, Soli.
Yes, this is the year of truth. Yeah, so you'll see, just watch, and you'll see a lot of people being exposed. What people are tired of all these narratives. People want to get to the truth. So it's good that everybody be exposed for their lies. Lies will be exposed a lot this year.
So thank you, guys. I'm happy to be here with you. I'm holding for Mr. Friend. My friend here had an event, and we were talking about it. The domesticated men have no rules of their own. They follow.
Yes. A conquered king is not a king.
A conquered king is not a king. But are we following the king? Are we following the queen, or we are following the crown? I think we need to follow the crown, not the queen. So when you follow the queen, we are lost. But thank you, guys.
Queens don't make kings. Kingdoms make kings.
Thank you, guys. You have a good evening. We'll catch up next week. This is the dark side of life.
Cool, guys.
Cool, guys.
Okay, we talk, my brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Good evening to everyone.
Thank you, guys. You have a good evening.
Maybe you can open a space, Kage. Or GT. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
I was thinking more Sultan. I'm on the laptop, not on the phone.
Sawa.
Yeah, thank you, guys. This is the 420 show. The dark side of life. Seeking the truth. We'll find the truth.
Yes, Diesel amejificha leo, eh?
Yes. We'll find the truth. Good night, guys. This is the dark side of life. 420 show. See you next weekend. Have yourself a good evening. Don't do what I will not do. And be good.
Which means you can do anything.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Bye.